Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Newport News, Virginia, home of the Apprentice School Builders, where on this beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Newport News, we are about to witness the 2-1 Apprentice School Builders, led by head coach Vincent Brown, take on the 3-1 Hurricanes out of Lynchburg, Virginia. Lynchburg College head coach is Quindaria Spellman. Both teams' captains have already met at midfield. The toss was won by the Builders. The Builders have elected to defer to the second half. Howard McCain here bringing you the play-by-play action. As it happens, Dave Davenport is our engineer producer who actually is looking forward to the vice presidential debate taking place on Tuesday of next week. He's probably one of the few. Our officials for this afternoon's game are, if I can find them, Dave Spires is our referee. Our umpire this afternoon is Pat Schneider. Billy Thomas is our linesman. Our line judge is Marvin Greenwell. Mike Baker is our back judge. Lonzo Keynes is the field judge. Our side judge is Matthew Goodman. Our clock operator is Frank Fatima. And our 25-second clock operator is Claude Hines. It's homecoming for the Builders this afternoon. A lot of festivities going on around the stadium, so if you are nearby and want to come and join us, please come out and enjoy this beautiful weather. The weather right now at kickoff, temperature is right around about 85 degrees here in Newport News, Virginia. The humidity is sitting at about 56 degrees, so bring yourself something to towel yourself off with if you're going to be sitting in the stadium and enjoying this contest this afternoon. The winds are out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. Our percent chance of rain, unlike last night, is at 0%, which made the field conditions slightly soggy around midfield. But nevertheless, we are underway here as the Builders take on the Hurricanes of Lynchburg College. Lynchburg takes the opening kick. Able to get around the left side of the formation out to just beyond the 20-yard line, and that is where the offense for Louisburg will take over. They're going to be led onto the field by their quarterback, Dylan Trevelyan. Dylan Trevelyan, the 6'2", 190-pound sophomore out of Powhatan, Virginia. Lynchburg College, located in Lynchburg, North Carolina. If you're not familiar with them, of course, they're a private university, a two-year college. So when you hear a lot of their stats will probably be gentlemen are either freshmen, redshirt freshmen, or sophomores. Again, it's only a two-year college as Lynchburg takes the opening snap. Flea flicker, trying to test the middle of the defense. Tough pass, and the catch is made. Wow. What an opening. I'm sorry, I called him Lynchburg. It's Louisburg. I'm sorry. Louisburg, out of Louisburg, North Carolina. I apologize. So that play is going to, I think that pass is going to be ruled incomplete. So the head linesman waved it off. It's going to be an incomplete pass from Dylan Trevelyan.
It is now 2nd and 10 for Louisburg.
Unable to connect. That would have been a big play to start the football game for Coach Quindaria Spellman, who's in his third season at the helm for the Hurricanes. Now, Coach Spellman has an overall record with the program of 13-8. Prior to coming to Louisburg, he was at North Carolina Wesleyan for about 16 seasons as head coach for the defensive line, but now he's the head man here for the Hurricanes as the give goes to the big running back. That's Glenwood Robinson, and folks, he is a load, 6 foot, 228 pounds, and when he builds up a head of steam, watch out. He was actually able to surge upfield for enough to pick up a first down and move the sticks. New line of scrimmage is now just outside of the 35-yard line of the Hurricanes at the 36, first down. Hurricanes. Trevelyan brings the offense back to the line. 3 wide receiver set, 1 tight end, 1 running back. As the give goes back to Glenwood. This time, Glenwood Robinson is stacked up. He's going to be taken down for a 1 yard to actually about a 2 yard loss on the play. Nice job by the defensive front for the Builders to shoot their gaps. And able to get the ball carrier down before he could even make it back to the line of scrimmage. So for Coach Spellman, he sees his offense off schedule for the first time in the drive. Again, this is the opening drive of this afternoon's contest. As Louisburg goes into a 3 wide receiver set, 1 tight end. Trevelyan looks, finds his receiver out in the left flat. That is Anthony Tando. He's a 5'9", 170-pound redshirt freshman hailing from Charlotte, North Carolina. So that's going to bring up 3rd and long upcoming for Lynchburg. Looking at about a 3rd. Looks like a really long 4 upcoming. They empty the backfield. 4 wide receiver set, 1 tight end. And we're going to get a flag. So, of course, that is definitely going to help out the Builders. That's going to be the 5-yard variety. That's going to be a false start.
False start. Number 76 for the offense. 5-yard penalty. We play 3rd down.
So that's Tariq Monroe, the right tackle that got started a little bit early. I actually saw a couple of receivers that were both moving prior to the snap. But as it goes, that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. That helps the defense. So instead of it being 3rd down and manageable, it now turns into 3rd down and long. So a golden opportunity for the Builder defense to get them off the field. Builders go with a single safety high set. Here's Trevelyan. Trevelyan finds his receiver. I think he's going to go out of bounds short of the line to gain. He needed to get to about the 46. It looks like he went out right at the 45-yard line. So decision time for Coach Spellman and his Hurricanes. The offense is going to remain on the field. So an opportunity for the Builder defense to make a statement here in the first quarter on the very first drive of the afternoon. Builders crowd the line of scrimmage. Single coverage on the outside. Give goes inside to Robinson. Robinson is taken down behind the line of scrimmage, and the Builders have held on defense. Turnover on downs. For Coach Vincent Brown, that is the way you want to start this afternoon's contest. And interestingly enough, in our pregame conversation, I asked him, well, what are we going to see out of the guys today? He said, listen, we're not going to wait to be attacked. We are going to attack. We're going to start the fight this afternoon. And ladies and gentlemen, the Builders have just thrown the first punch. Now the Builder offense is out on the field, led by our quarterback, Grant Swanger, the 6'1", 210-pound senior out of Chesapeake. Single set back to his left, man in motion. Swanger over the middle. TK Petty, as always, money.
Pass from Grant Swanger is complete.
Builders needed 10 on first down to pick up another set of downs. He picked up about 9, close to 9.5 on the play. So 2nd and short upcoming for the Builders as Kamari Moore to the left of Swanger. Builders, 4 wide receiver set. Swanger looks, delivers into the flat to Beecham. Beecham able to get upfield for a short gain. They're going to award him enough yards for the first down. So the Builders continue the drive after the defense was able to force a turnover on downs around about the 44-yard line of Louisburg. So the Builders with a golden opportunity to get points on this drive as Swanger looks to the sideline, gets his last call from the offensive coordinator, Elton Brown, makes the checks at the line of scrimmage. Builders, 4 wide receiver set, single set back to his left is Moore. Moore with the give. Moore able to find a small crease over the right side. Able to pick up positive yards on the play. Nice gain of about 4 on first down. So this is going to bring up,
Tackle made by Presley.
looks like about 2nd and 6.
2nd down and 6.
Beautiful day here in Newport News, Virginia. I mean, it is picture perfect. Powder blue skies, fluffy white clouds. Swanger looks, deals, has a man. He beat his coverage, and did he hold on? He did. Didn't make it into the end zone, but they're going to mark him, I believe, right at the 1-yard line is McKeegan Pierikowski. The 6'5", 205-pound junior using his size to his advantage. Nice pitch and catch there from Swanger to Pierikowski. Builders knocking on the door of their first score of the afternoon as the Builders try to run on a substitution late. And then they run him off. Play clock is at 8. Swanger, give up the middle. Moore able to break the line. Touchdown, Builders. Builders able to capitalize on the turnover of downs around the 44-yard line of Louisburg. And after that, the Builders were able to march it downfield thanks to a nice pitch and catch from Swanger to Pierikowski to get him down to the 1. Moore punches it in from there. Logan Eastman on for the point after. The kick is up, and it is good. 9:41 remaining in the first quarter. The Builders strike first, 7-0 over the Hurricanes of Louisburg after a great defensive stand, causing a turnover of downs for the Builders. Gave a short field to work with. Kamari Moore able to punch it in for the 1-yard score. Again, we're at the 9:41 mark of the first quarter. Builders leading by a score of 7-0. Awesome start here on homecoming for the Builders. A lot of great things going on right now. I'm looking down at the end of the field where the scoreboard is. The tailgating area is absolutely packed. A lot of fans, families came out to support on homecoming. We also have a lot of food vendors on that end of the field. So, again, if you make your way to the stadium to join us, please take advantage of our vendors that are here as well as the Builders get set to kick off. Builders kick it deep. Taken by the Hurricanes. Hurricanes found a crease. Only the kicker can stop this one, as it's not going to be enough, as the momentum switch took place very, very quickly. But look, right around the 38-yard line, folks, there is a flag. So let's hold on. Let's not get down just yet. This possibly could be on Louisburg, and if it is, it will be marked off from that spot. So we're going to hear from the referee here very shortly. Louisburg doesn't seem to be celebrating over there on the other side.
It's holding number 48 of the receiving team. It's a 10-yard penalty. First down.
That's Jamorius Wilson, the freshman linebacker out of Marion, South Carolina, that committed the holding infraction. So luckily for the Builders, that's going to bring the football back, and the new line of scrimmage is now going to be the 23-yard line instead of the line of scrimmage being the end zone of the Builders. So that is where Dylan Trevelyan will bring the Hurricane offense back onto the field. What a huge sigh of relief right there, because the Builders did not maintain their gap integrity or their running lane integrity on that kickoff return and got themselves walled off, and the kick returner was able to find the seam and was able to get upfield. But back to live action. Handoff goes to the big running back, Glenwood Robinson, and he rumbles. And I mean, he absolutely rumbles upfield. taken down at the 39-yard line. So about a 17-yard gain on the play. And that's going to give the Hurricanes a new set of downs. Hurricanes with a 3 wide receiver set, single set, back 1 tight end. Once again, the give is to Robinson. And it's obvious early what the Hurricanes want to establish offensively in the football game. They want to establish the big running back out of Mooresville, North Carolina. And so far up front, we haven't really had an answer.
Second down and 4 for Louisburg.
Now the Builders were able to drop Robinson behind the line of scrimmage a couple of times on the previous drive. Even on that 4th down play, they were able to knife through and get Robinson down for a loss on the play. But so far in this second stanza, they've been having a tough time as the pass is complete. Out to the right flat to Anthony Tando. That's going to bring up second down and short for the Hurricanes. If you're just joining us, the Builders are up 7-0 on the Hurricanes thanks to a 1-yard plunge into the end zone by Kamari Moore after the Builders were able to stop the Hurricanes on a 4th and 1 play. Set the Builders up with a short field. The Builders were able to march the length of the field to stick it in for 7, but we have a stoppage in play. This may be an official's timeout, I think, for just a hydration. Again, it's actually pretty warm here today. Again, 85 is the high, but 56% humidity, of course, is going to make it feel a little bit warmer. So, again, thank you for joining us, Howard McCain. Dave Davenport, once again, is our engineer-producer. We're coming to you live from the Jimmy Wilson press box here at Builder Field in Newport News, Virginia. Builders taking on the Hurricanes of Louisburg. Out of the timeout, Louisburg empties the backfield. Here's Trevelyan. Pressure. Trevelyan brought down. Beautiful job on the corner blitz by the Builder defense to catch Trevelyan and bring him down with that from that weak side. Is the outside linebacker, Jashawn Miller-Arrington. Like he was shot out of a cannon from the left side of the defensive formation. So this is going to make it 3rd and long now. This is going to make it 3rd and 10 now for the Canes. So you're wondering if Coach Spellman, is he willing to gamble again and try to use 2 downs to pick up 10, or if they're not able to pick it up on 3rd down, will he punt? We'll find out here shortly as Trevelyan flushed out of the pocket. Chase brought down again by Jashawn Miller-Arrington, and that's going to bring up 4th down. So the Builder defense doing its job not just on the front end of the defense, but on the back end as well. You can sort of count that one almost like a coverage sack. It wasn't a sack. He was able to get out of the pocket over the line of scrimmage for a gain of about 1 on that quarterback run. So that is going to force a punt by the Hurricanes. So out to punt for the Hurricanes is Jesse Vines. Back to receive for the Builders, Xavier Hunter. And we get a stoppage. Looks like the play clock had expired. Or did they call a timeout? Coach Spellman is asking.
It's a delay game on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So Coach Spellman is way out on the field.
The correction. It was a timeout taken by Louisburg before the foul. Timeout Louisburg, their first of the half.
So we have a stoppage in play. We're going to take a break with them. 6:10 remaining in the first quarter. Builders lead 7-0. We'll be back.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit gobuilders.com to get your membership today.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a general.
Vines with a huge coverage punt. Wow, nice punt. And we have a flag, several flags. I think everybody threw their flag on this play. I'm trying to look and see, did someone mistakenly throw their underwear? But no, those are all flags. And that's going to go on Louisburg. There was a tie-up around the 45-yard line of Louisburg, and one of the Builders' helmet was absolutely ripped off of his head and thrown. So this is definitely going to be a personal foul penalty on Louisburg. Unless there is another penalty flag somewhere else on the field, this is all four of these flags that are on the field are going to go on Louisburg. So the officials have gathered together, as you can see. Referee is Dave Spires. So a lot going on right now. Again, folks, we're here this afternoon. This is homecoming for the Builders. So one of the cool things that they have here, you know what? We're going to get a call here, I believe, shortly from the referee, David Spires.
During the play, holding, number 5 of the offense. Unnecessary roughness, number 34 of the defense. Those fouls offset. After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike, number 43 of the offense. That foul will be enforced, and we'll replay 4th down.
Now, he said 43 of the offense. 43 for the Builders was the one that had his helmet that was ripped off. So there may have been a little bit of confusion right there, but that doesn't matter. That's just for the stat sheet. So as it goes, they're going to mark off the penalty yards for the unsportsmanlike conduct after the play was over. So that's going to move the line of scrimmage back 15 yards. Louisburg is going to kick it again. So just like a few seconds ago, Xavier Hunter is going to go back to receive this punt from Vines, who, as we saw in that earlier punt, he has a strong leg. Let's see if he's able to do it again. That punt is away. He drives it. That is returnable, but Hunter is going to call a fair catch as things start to get just a little chippy out here between these teams. So that is where the 36-yard line is where Dylan Swanger will bring the offense out for their second possession of the afternoon. The last time these two teams met was back in 2022 here in Newport News, Virginia. And I tell you, man, it was a track meet. Up and down the field, Louisburg able to pretty much score at will until the Builders were able to mount their own comeback and was able to win it on a 47-yard field goal by Jeremiah Morgan, and the Builders were able to win 40-37. That was just a thrilling contest as the give goes inside to Moore. Moore stacked up by several Hurricanes. Kamari unable to make it back to the line of scrimmage, so there's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. Kamari getting the start this afternoon for the Builders. Ty Taylor, so far, is the Builders' leading ball carrier on the season with 221 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. But Moore is getting the start as the Builders are now in a 4 wide receiver set. 1 tailback as Swanger looks, finds his tailback across the middle for a huge gain on 2nd down, and that's going to be 1st down Builders in plus territory as, again, things continue to get chippy. Another Builder has his helmet ripped off during that play. Can't quite get the Builder number on the offensive line, but he's going to come off the field. That's Gabe Sheffield, who had his helmet taken off, and he was not happy about it. But the Builders now in plus territory. Football sits on the 48-yard line of the Hurricanes. First down. Builders lead 7-0. 4 wide receivers. 1 setback. To the right of Swanger. Swanger steps up, delivers. Had his man, but he just airmailed it. He was looking for Eduardo Rios, who actually had a step on his man, but that one just got away from Swanger. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Gabe Sheffield back in the ball game at his right guard position on this 2nd down play. .433 remaining in the first. Is that quick out to TK Petty? Once again, it's money. And that's going to be enough for a first down. So TK, I'm telling you, whenever TK gets the football in his hands, it's not a short gain. So TK right now with 2 catches on the afternoon. Both catches go for first down yard. Nope, I take that back. His first catch only went for 9, but this one goes for a first down. So the Builders with the football now on the 35-yard line of the Hurricanes. 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Builders lead 7-0. Swanger looks, has a man over the middle. Pierikowski, but once again, Pierikowski had beat his man. Swanger rushed the throw. Once again, airmailed it right over the head of the receiver. So far for Swanger, the timing routes, not quite there yet, but you expect those to kind of happen at some point in time during this game, especially if the defense is giving that up. And right now, the corners are biting. Swanger, once again, out into the flat to Beecham. Beecham, able to pick up positive yards on the play. He's going to be brought down inside the Hurricane 30-yard line as a brand new, fresh defensive front comes in for Coach Spellman and the Hurricanes. So the Builders, 2nd down and 4 upcoming. Builders come out in a 4 wide receiver set. 3 to Swanger's left. 1 single setback to his left is Kobe Mees. Play clock at 2-1-0 unless we get a timeout, which I think the Builders did. That's going to be a penalty, but instead.
Timeout Apprentice. Step first to the half.
So the Builders able to get that timeout just as the play clock was expiring. We'll step away with them. 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Builders lead 7-0, and driving will be back.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
3rd down and 4 prior to that timeout. Swanger back at the helm of the offense. Man in motion is Beecham. Swanger wasn't ready for the snap. He wasn't able to jump on top of the football either. There is a scrum right around the football. Haven't indicated yet who has it. I have a feeling it may be the Hurricanes, but let's wait and see as things unravel. And it looks like I think the Builders came out with it. And they did. So that's going to make it now. Now, was that the second down play or was that the third down play? Okay, so now it's fourth down. So a huge loss on the play. Coach Brown decides to play it safe. He likes the way his defense is playing. So they're going to see if they can pin the Hurricanes deep in their own territory. So Builders in punt formation. No one's covering the gunner on the outside. No one is covering the gunner. Boy, if the Builders would have saw that, they may have been able to hit that downfield for a pass play that would have ended up in a touchdown, as no one for Louisburg covered the gunner on the near side of the field. But as it goes, that's going to be a touchback. Punt goes into the end zone. 2-3 is the Builders' record all time versus Louisburg. Builders are 1-2 versus the Hurricanes here in Newport News. Now, this is a Louisburg team that averages, now I may have to check this stat, but this is what I saw. They're averaging 43.8 points per game against the Builders all time. So unless some things really, really pick up, I don't think they're scoring 43 today. As the give goes to the halfback, he's able to get around the right side, pick up positive yards on first down. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, homecoming weekend for the Builders. Food vendors galore out here this afternoon. Folks, there's also a petting zoo. There's also a petting zoo here today. Now, they have goats. I even saw a pony out there. There's even a llama. So you're more than welcome to come out here and enjoy a petting zoo. Claude Hines already has. And he didn't wash his hands. Give to the halfback. That's our new halfback into the contest for Louisburg. Replacing Glenwood Robinson. That's Denijah Scott, the 5'10", 185-pound freshman, in at tailback. Remember, early in the contest, we're down about 1:10 remaining in the first quarter. Glenwood Robinson was, man, he was wearing us out from that running back position at 228 pounds, but he's no longer on the field. As a matter of fact, he hasn't played a single down in this series. So once again, single setback is Scott. Oh, there's a fumble. Dylan Trevelyan was able to jump on it. Looks like he wanted to either do a play action fake to his running back, or he actually wanted to give it to his running back, but ball was bobbled by Trevelyan, fumbled, but he was able to dive back on it. So this is going to push the Hurricanes back to their own 20.5-yard line. We're down to about 18 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Now, they can't run out the clock in the quarter because the game clock is at 8 while the quarter clock is at 11. Trevelyan, pressured, deals, wide receiver screen, ran to perfection, and it may be about a yard short of the first down, and that will be the final play of the first quarter here on homecoming weekend for the Apprentice School Builders. They lead the Louisburg Hurricanes by a score of 7-0. We will step away. We will be back.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You could choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit GoBuilders.com to get your membership today.
Third down and 11 as the Hurricanes try to make an attempt deep. No flags on the play as that ball falls incomplete to Anthony Tando. And that is where the Hurricane drive will end. So 4th down and 10 as the punting unit comes on for the Canes. Builders send Xavier Hunter back deep. And the Hurricanes sent out someone different to kick this one away. It will not be Jesse Vines. Instead, I believe that's Xavier Chambers set to punt this one away. Hunter says stay away from it as it takes a Hurricane bounce and rolls to the 32-yard line, and that is where the Builders will take over. 1st and 10, first series of the second quarter as the Builders, again, able to get the lone touchdown in the football game, a 1-yard plunge into the end zone by Moore. The point after attempt, of course, was good by Logan Eastman. And again, Dylan Swanger brings the offense back onto the field. Builders come out with a 4 wide receiver set, 1 single setback. Give goes to the running back up the middle, but that one gets stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. I believe that is Ty Taylor that is in at the tailback position, a 5'9", 190-pound freshman out of Hampton. So no gain on the play, 2nd and 10 upcoming. Swanger looks to Elton Brown. Doesn't signal for him to change the play, so the play is going to stand. Play clock now at 11. Swanger looks to his left, finds T.K. Petty, who takes a shot over the middle, but he hangs on. Now, folks, T.K. isn't the biggest wide receiver in the world. He's 5'9", 165 pounds, but sometimes the plays he make out there, he looks like he's at least 6'3". Now, he doesn't show it while he's on the field, but we know when he gets to the sideline, he's going to let that one hurt. But that's just a brave route and a brave catch by TK to just show concentration and put his body on the line to make that play. So he's going to come off the field for at least a play, maybe 2, to just kind of rub some dirt on that one. As the running back bounces it to the outside, that is Taylor. Taylor able to dance around for about 4, close to 5 on that play, and that's going to put the football down right around midfield. And the drive will continue for the Builders. Builders have pretty much owned this contest so far in time of possession. Builders have had a couple of opportunities for a couple of big plays. Unfortunately, the wide receivers got overthrown. But, man, if they can connect on a couple of those, they can kick this thing wide open on the scoreboard as they go into a 4 wide receiver set. Swanger looks, steps up, delivers. Finds Piakowski right in the middle of the football field, and that's going to be a first down, Builders. And if you're Tony Freeman, who's the quarterback coach, Swanger did everything on that throw that you wanted your quarterback to do. He stayed patient in the pocket. When the pocket disintegrated, he stepped up, kept his eyes downfield, and was able to find his big wide receiver. And again, Piakowski goes 6'5", 205 pounds, just found a soft spot in the Hurricane zone, sat down, and waited for the football as this pass goes to Beecham. Now, Beecham would have been ineligible to catch that because he did go out of bounds. So it's a good thing that it did fall incomplete, because had he had touched that, that would have been a penalty. So the Builders able to move the football on Louisburg defensively, even though they've had a couple of standouts on this team. They've been quiet. That's Cameron Wallace and their linebacker, I think that's Latrosky Presley. Those are their two standouts on defense. They have been silent so far in the contest as that give goes up the middle. It's going to be stuffed once again in between the tackles. Nothing there. As Garnett steps in and assists on that tackle. The clock continues to tick. Builders now 3rd and long on this play as the Builders have single coverage on the outside with Pierkowski, who has a height advantage on the corner that's covering him. So unless Louisburg drops back out of this formation, they have a one-on-one opportunity, and they go for it. Pierkowski harassed. One-handed catch. He makes it, but the official throws down his hat, which is probably going to signal that Pierkowski stepped out of bounds. But if he went out on his own, that's illegal touching. But if he was pushed out, if he's able to establish both feet back on the playing surface before he makes that catch, that touchdown is going to stand. I don't see them waving it off. That's going to be touchdown, a 33-yard touchdown pass from Swanger to Pierkowski for 6. So the Builders extend their lead now 13-0 over the Hurricanes. 11:01 remaining in the second quarter on homecoming. The snap, the hole, the kick is good. So the Builders now 14-0 over the Hurricanes of Louisburg on homecoming. So we are going to step away. We'll be back in a minute.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit GoBuilders.com to get your membership today.
14-0 is our second quarter score here at Builder Field in Newport News, Virginia, as the kickoff is squibbed along the ground. That is a live football, and the Builders able to cover with the tackle. So that's going to set the Hurricanes up at their own, I believe, 21-yard line. That is where Dylan Trevelyan will bring the offense onto the field. But the Builders right now are in complete control in this contest. Now, they're up 14-0, but it feels as though the Builders have been more dominant than that in this contest on both sides of the football. After talking to Coach Spellman to this fall for the Hurricanes, he did say it was a football team. The battle at the line of scrimmage, and right now they're getting whipped up front by this Builder football team as that give goes up the middle. Sincere Hawkins dropping down from his strong safety position to make that tackle on the halfback. So Denijah Scott is back into the contest at tailback for the Canes. 2nd down and 5. Trevelyan pressured, and Trevelyan goes down. 2 Builders combined on the stop. Darius Carney and Jaden Jackson make their way into the backfield. They combine on the sack. So the clock is going to continue to tick. Plenty of time here remaining in the second quarter. But the Builders with a golden opportunity here to stop the Hurricanes, get the football back with excellent field position. Builders 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. Trevelyan deals out to the right. Flag on the play. Wide receiver able to break free. Got down the sideline, has the football pulled out. Great defensive effort by Jashawn Jackson to rip it out of the wide receiver's hands, but there is a flag right around the line of scrimmage. Now, there's a possibility that could be illegal formation on the offense, but we're going to find out here from David Spires here in just a moment what the call is, because it seemed as soon as that football was snapped, that came out. Now, it could either be offsides on the defense or it could be illegal formation. Let's find out.
Offside on the defense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Now, there are certain times, ladies and gentlemen, in a football game where there is something called a positive penalty. Because had that play not been whistled offsides, think of the gain that would have been made on that play. So instead of going for about a 40-yard pass play, this is only going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Builders, and we're going to have another flag come out here on the Builders sideline from the side judge. So they're going to issue a sideline warning. Now, this is just going to be a warning. It only becomes a penalty.
Sideline warning. Only printed sideline. That's the first.
So it only becomes a penalty with yardage after the second offense. So the Builders are okay. They won't surrender any more field position. So it's third down 5, 3 wide receivers, 1 tailback for Trevelyan. Trevelyan sets up the wide receiver screen, and it goes nowhere. Builders read it and tackled it perfectly. And that tackle was made by, nope, I'm looking at the wrong depth chart. That's Trevon Ball. Beautiful job by Trevon to read that wide receiver screen, and he broke on it instantly, got a hold of the wide receiver's jersey, and did not let him go. So a minimal gain, I think a loss on the play of about 2. So there's going to be 4th down and 7. Punting unit on for the Canes. Builders with a new punt returner. I think that maybe Beecham, but Builders nearly get to the punter. But instead, that is going to take a tremendous bounce for the Canes. So that is an instant flip of the field. So that goes from a punt at the 21-yard line of the Canes, and the ball comes to rest at the 16-yard line of the Builders. You heard the term flipping the field. Ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what it looks like. So the Builders will start this offensive possession, not quite with their heels on their goal line, but not a lot of real estate behind Swanger. As the Builders come out, again, 4 wide receiver set, single setback. To the right of Swanger is Taylor. Now, this is a Louisburg team that, coming into this contest, they actually defeated Sussex County Community College 27-16. Now, offensively, they only gained 237 yards of total offense in that contest. So that's not necessarily very proficient on offense in a football game, 237 total yards. They actually turned the ball over about 3 times in that contest as well. Play clock now at 15. Swinger waits, looks, has the football, delivers out into the left flat. That's to Beecham. Beecham is submarined out in the left flat. It's a nice job on the open field tackle. And we're going to get a stoppage in play. We have an injured player on the turf. That is a Louisburg defender. Tell you what, while they tend to the player, we're going to step away and take a break. 14-0 Builders over the Hurricanes on homecoming.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit GoBuilders.com to get your membership today. The Apprentice School Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony is right around the corner. Be sure to purchase your tickets to honor the 6th annual class of the Apprentice Athletics Hall of Fame. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to GoBuilders.com to get your tickets today.
Jawan Morton-Berry was the player that was shaken up for the Canes. And during the timeout, he was able to walk off the field under his own power. So that is always encouraging. So maybe we'll see him again a little bit later on in the second half. But again, if a player is able to make it off the field under their own power, that is always encouraging. As Swanger, a little bit of pressure, able to elude it, tries to get it to Beecham, but half of the defense was back there with him. So that is how that third down play is going to wrap up, and that is how the Builders are going to wrap up this series as they send out the punting unit. Eastman set to punt it away. Back to receive for Louisburg is Rashid Jones. And that one did not even get back to the line of scrimmage. So that's an instant change in the contest. So that block punt is going to change, of course, affect field position tremendously. That punt actually went for like a negative 1 yard on that block. So the offense for the Hurricanes will make its way back onto the field with excellent field position. Football sits on the Builder 15-yard line. So can the Builder defense right the wrong of the special teams? As Trevelyan pressured, finds his receiver, and in one play, a 15-yard touchdown strike from Trevelyan to Scott. So Louisburg able to get onto the scoreboard thanks to a blocked punt by the special teams that set them up at the Builder 15-yard line. One play later, at the 7:22 mark of the second quarter, they're able to get themselves onto the board. So here is Jesse Vanes on to attempt the point after to try and cut the Builder lead in half. Builders currently lead 14-6 here on homecoming. The snap, the hold, and the kick, all three are good. 7:22 remaining in the second quarter here on homecoming. We're going to take a break. Builder lead cut in half now, 14-7 over the Hurricanes.
The USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
Beecham able to circle under the kickoff from Vines. And a good return, able to get up to about the 25-yard line. And that's where the Builders will start their next drive. So Louisburg able to get themselves on the scoreboard after a block punt that set them up at the Builder 15-yard line. One play later, 15-yard touchdown pass from Trevelyan to Scott, who was able to circumvent his way through the Builder defense and into the end zone for their first score of the afternoon. So here's Swanger. Hasn't had a horrible football game today. Wasn't expecting him to. Builders come out with a 4 wide receiver set. As the passing game has pulled the defensive backs a little bit further away from the line of scrimmage. That should open up the run game just a little bit for the Builders as the give goes inside to Kobe Mess. Looks like Kobe may have picked up about 3, maybe 4 on that first down play. So this is going to bring up 2nd down and 6. Builders once again in their standard 4 wide receiver set. Mess to the right of Swanger. Swanger inside give, and that's going to lose yards. So for Louisburg, quickly in on the stop is Martin. I think that's Togby from the defensive end position, 6'3", 240 pounds. He's a sophomore out of Charlotte, North Carolina, able to snuff out that inside handoff. So this is going to be 3rd down and 8 now for the Builders. So the Builders have just kind of seen a little bit of their momentum switch sides of the field. So this will be nice for the Builders to try to pick up this first down. This Swanger finds Pierkowski, but that one is strictly on Pierkowski as it goes right through his hands. Let me see. Yep, that would have been enough for a first down had he been able to hold on, but Pierkowski instead drops that one, and the Builders are going to turn the football back over to Louisburg. Now, remember, Louisburg didn't really mount a drive, so to speak, to get the football into the end zone for their first score. It was one play for 15 yards. So hopefully the Builders can flip the field now with Eastman on the punt. Eastman drives it. That sends the punt returner back, and it takes a huge bounce as it rolls and rolls and rolls and is finally touched down inside the 20-yard line, and that is when you are able as a punter to be a weapon for your football team when you're able to flip the field position like that. So now Louisburg has to pretty much drive the entire length of the field to try to tie this game up or have an opportunity to take the lead going into the half. So Trevelyan comes back out. Dylan Trevelyan with his offense. Denijah Scott in the backfield behind Trevelyan. Scott with the give. Looks, tries to find something, can't find anything. Nice job by the Builders to just play contain defense. No one rushed too far upfield to create a rushing lane for Scott. Instead, the defense just clamped down on Scott as he tried to find a rush lane, and he actually brought him down for a loss on the play of about 2.5 yards. So 2nd down and 13 upcoming. Clock continues to tick. We're right around about 5 minutes remaining in the first half. Builders with 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers this afternoon as Trevelyan tries to find his receiver. He can't. He overthrows him. He was looking for, again, Rasheed Jones. Rasheed Jones, a 5'7", 165-pound wide receiver. So once again, the Builders with a golden opportunity to get these guys off of the field, force a punt situation, and maybe the Builders can get good field position for another drive heading into the halftime locker room. Trevelyan, no pressure, finds his receiver. He bobbled it, and I don't think he held on. He did not. So that's going to be a drop. And that was a beautiful toss by Trevelyan. His receiver just could not squeeze it. That was Jeffrey McDonald who he targeted, but McDonald just unable to squeeze the football. And in this day and age of tachified gloves, that's almost a cheat code as a receiver. But instead, that was going to fall incomplete, so it's going to make it 4th down upcoming as Beecham makes his way back to around midfield to receive this punt. So depending on how well this is booted, the Builders could start their next drive as he's pressured. He gets out. Builders able with their special teams to make a play. I don't even think that was a fake. I think the Builders special teams got in on the punter so quickly that he knew that if he tried to kick it, it was going to be blocked. So instead, he tried to get upfield to see if he could get the first down, but he was brought down by a beautiful special teams effort by Shane Ryman. And so the Builders, similar to when Louisburg blocked their punt, the Builders get this turnover on downs inside the 20-yard line of Louisburg. Single coverage once again on Pierkowski. As you can hear, well, you may not be able to hear, but the coaches in the box next to it for Louisburg are screaming at the defense as Pierkowski throws, has a man, touchdown, Builders, Beecham. And the defensive coaches for Lewisburg could see it the whole time. But, ladies and gentlemen, there is a flag.
The offense. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
Come on, bro.
75.
So wipe that 6 off the board. Take that touchdown away from Josiah Beecham. It's going to be holding. So it's going to push the football back to the Lewisburg 29-yard line. Well, it'll be 1st and 20 upcoming. Boy, that has to hurt. And as a coaching staff, you had the perfect play call, perfect execution, but we just could not keep our hands to ourselves on that one. So now Swanger looks out in the flat, tries to deliver. He throws it, ends up throwing out of bounds, and we're going to get a late flag. The receiver, Beecham, is sitting on the ground, but a late flag came out, and I believe it's going to be pass interference on the defense. So that's going to give the Builders back not only the 10 yards that they lost on that penalty, plus another 5. So that is going to be on the defense, pass interference. We're going to get the final call here from David Spears.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 1, spot foul, automatic 1st down.
Okay, so it's not 15 yards. It's where the offense took place. I'm sorry. So Builders 1st down at the 18, so they can pick up a 1st down without scoring. Clock is stopped, 4:28 remaining. Single set back next to Swanger. Fakes the handoff, and he keeps. Swanger able to surge upfield on 1st down. Looks like he's going to pick up about 4.5 yards on 1st down. The clock continues to tick. Builders lead 14-7. So again, Builders, 4 wide receiver set, single setback. On this 2nd down play, as the clock continues to tick, play clock now at 10. Man in motion is Beecham. Swanger looks, tries to deliver to Pierkowski. Pierkowski actually got pushed, and everybody saw it. We saw it all the way here from the press box, but it's going to fall incomplete. Even though the pass was slightly behind Pierkowski, the defender still pushed him in the back as the ball was in the air. So not kind of surprised that no flag was dropped on the turf, but as it goes, it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. So again, Builders can pick up a first down without scoring. Eastman on the sideline warming up. Should the Builders not pick up this first down or get into the end zone. So the Builders will have an opportunity to score if we don't turn the football over as they try to deliver it to the back corner to Beecham. Beecham unable to separate from the coverage in the corner, and that's going to bring up 4th down and 6. As Swanger is asking Coach Brown, hey, let's go for it. But Brown says, nope. We're going to try the field goal. So 3:35 remaining. Clock stopped after the incomplete pass. This is going to be a 31-yard attempt upcoming for Eastman. 31 yards. The snap, the hold, the kick, and it is good. Logan Eastman with his first field goal of the afternoon, and that extends the Builder lead to 10, 17-7 over the Hurricanes of Louisburg College. Of course, Builders unable to take advantage of the great field position after that turnover on downs. But instead, the Builders able to convert a 31-yard field goal attempt by Logan Eastman, and that extends their lead to 17-7 on homecoming. As we've seen more and more fans make their way into the stadium as the day is going on. So good to see that. Again, we will try to let them know at halftime that there are alpaca and goats and ponies, and in the back of the stadium, there's a petting zoo here today as that kickoff is fumbled. Louisburg able to get on top of it. So a couple of miscues by the Louisburg special teams. Remember, on that last possession on 4th down when they were about to punt the football away, Builders were able to penetrate and get into the backfield. The punter, sensing that his punt was going to be blocked, decided to pull it down and run. Was unable to make the line to go, the line to go for a first down. Builders took over, and this time we've seen, I think on the past couple of kickoffs, where the Hurricanes just were not able to field the football cleanly, and the ball ended up on the turf and up for grabs. But instead, Trevelyan back out with the offense as receiver goes in motion. The give is to the fullback, and he is met violently right at the line of scrimmage. So we have a new halfback into the ball game for Louisburg. That is Jarrell Reddick. He's a 5'11", 185-pound sophomore out of Concord, North Carolina, as this pass is delivered out into the flat to their big, long wide receiver, Kieran Miller. He's 6'4", 210 pounds, out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So he is a long kid. He was actually their leading wide receiver yardage-wise last week in their win over Sussex County. He had 69 yards as they start to go to him a little bit more. These are his first 2 catches of the ball game, and they come late in the second quarter. So Louisburg starting to use the size advantage that Miller has over the corner covering him. So Trevelyan looks, waits, able to find his receiver in the middle of the field, and he's off. Builders unable to catch up with the wide receiver, and he's able to get into the end zone for a 67-yard touchdown pass from Trevelyan to Jones. So 2:09 remaining in the first half. Louisburg strikes just like that. 17-13 is our score with the point after upcoming. And all of a sudden, a football game that looked like the Builders may run away with it has quickly turned into a contest. So here's Vines, Jesse Vines, to attempt the point after. Kick is up, and it is good. 2:09 remaining here on homecoming at Builder Field. Builders lead the Hurricanes of Louisburg by a score of 17-14. We'll be back.
The Apprentice School Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony is right around the corner. Be sure to purchase your tickets to honor the 6th annual class of the Apprentice Athletics Hall of Fame. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to gobuilders.com to get your tickets today.
Builders receive the kickoff. And a really nice return by the Builders special teams. That's Marty Braxton with that return for the Builders. So that set the Builders up with really good starting field position at their own 39-yard line. 2:02 remaining in the first half. So this is Coach Brown's opportunity for his team to go into their 2-minute offense to try to eat up this clock from Louisburg and try to get some points on the board going into the halftime locker room. Now, if you are just joining us or weren't aware, Builders won the opening toss. They deferred to the second half, so they will get the football first coming out of the halftime locker room. As Swanger picked. The one thing that you did not need to do with the football at this juncture of the game, the Builders did. They turned it over. That was a nice job of coverage. That was Keaton Braddock that was on coverage, was able to get the interception. So we have a change of possession. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
1:55 remaining in the first half. Homecoming here for the Apprentice School Builders. We want to welcome you back to Newport News, Virginia, where the 2-1 Builders are taking on the 3-1 Hurricanes of Louisburg College out of Louisburg, North Carolina. We've seen some ebbs and flows in this one. Right now, I think it's more of an ebb than a flow right now, as the Builders have just turned the football over thanks to a interception, as Trevelyan is starting to get into rhythm. Trevelyan able to get away from the defensive pressure kept his eyes
Holding. Number
downfield.
73 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
But instead, that one is going to come back, thankfully, as that's going to be thanks to a holding call on Corey Williams, the 6'5", 320-pound redshirt sophomore. And when you're 6'5", not 600 pounds, when you're 6'5", 320, when you do stuff on the football field, everybody sees that. So I heard him plead this case, but you're just too big for people to not see you do stuff. So that's going to bring the football into minus territory now for Louisburg. Sorry to his mom if I called him 600 pounds, but he is a big kid. So it's going to bring the ball into minus territory for Louisburg. 1st and 20 as Trevelyan is flushed out of the pocket. And he keeps it, and I think it goes out of bounds at right around midfield. So that's going to be a pickup of about 4. So that'll make it 2nd down and 16 upcoming. So even with that interception, if the Builders can play sound defense for 2 more downs, they can force a punt, and they can erase that mistake by Swanger. So Builders once again in the 3-4 defense, 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. That defense has actually been successful for them as the Builders bring pressure off the edge. Trevelyan flushed, able to spin. Kept his eyes downfield, find a receiver. Builders miss a tackle. Not enough to pick up a first, but it will make 3rd down extremely manageable. So this is going to make it 3rd down and about 3 or long 4. So again, Builders with an opportunity. You can kind of see Trevelyan is getting a little gassed. Inside handoff to Scott. And I think Scott is going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. So no gain on 3rd down. As you can see Trevelyan, Dylan Trevelyan, their quarterback, prior to that snap, he was a little gassed. And as we see a lineman, hope you're not catching that at home, but a lineman is losing his lunch right there around about the 43-yard line. So you can see the effort that guys are putting forth.
About Louisburg. They're 2nd of the half.
So we actually have a couple of linemen for Louisburg that are kind of bent over out there as they're succumbing to the heat and to exhaustion out there. And tell you what, I don't want to watch anymore from number 66. Let's take a break. We'll be back.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You could choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit GoBuilders.com to get your membership today.
We have a stoppage in play right now. We have a couple of Louisburg players that are on the turf right now. Now, they did call a timeout. Louisburg did, so I don't think there's going to be a 10-second runoff. They've taken the timeout, but we do have a player for Louisburg that I think may have succumbed a little bit to some of the heat and humidity. Now, at kickoff, it was about 85 degrees. Humidity was about 56%. I know it doesn't sound like much, but when those two combine with each other, it can actually make an 85-degree day feel like about a 92-degree day. We have a lot of cloud cover, but that hasn't provided a whole lot of shade on the field. So you can start to see a couple of players starting to double over a little bit. So again, it's probably much warmer out there than we know. Well, again, we're up in the Jimmy Wilson press box where we have air conditioning. So when you put a 300-plus lineman out there in a three-point stance over and over and over on a hot day, yeah, it's going to be some things coming up. So as you can see, the tailback for Louisburg has to line up right where the lineman kind of yelled out Europe. So Trevelyan and the offense are back on the field, 4th down and 4. They decide to gamble here right before the half to try to pick up the first and continue the drive. Trevelyan is pressured, flushed out of the pocket. Builders with an opportunity. He slides, but I think he is going to pick up enough for a first down, and a flag comes out. So we're going to wait and see. Now people in the press box believe it may be a block in the back, and if it is, the Builders may hold. I thought it may have been a hold on the pass rush, as the left tackle just had so much.
Blocking it back on the offense, number 10. 10-yard penalty from the spot. Still 4th down.
So that is going to definitely affect what Coach Spellman for the Hurricanes decides to do on 4th down. Now that turns a 4th down and 4 opportunity to, that should be a 4th down and 14. No, it's going to be a spot foul. So there's only going to move the football back about 5 yards or 4 yards. So that'll make it 4th down and about 8. The offense is still on the field. The play clock is at 16. As Trevelyan and the offense make their way to the line of scrimmage, play clock is at 10. 3 wide receivers set. Single tailback, 1 tight end. Trevelyan out of 11 personnel takes a shot. Has his receiver, but he overthrows him. He was looking for Vontrez Birch, who had a step on the corner, but could not deliver an accurate pass. Had he done so, that would have been an easy walk-in 6. But as it goes, that is a turnover on down. So the Builders will take over. 24 seconds left in the half. Now, if you're Elton Brown, you just give a safe handoff to your halfback and just let this 24 seconds run off the clock. You don't want to make a mistake with the football like we did on the last possession. And you get into the half, go into the half up by 3 on homecoming, as the play clock is now down to 15. Builders have to hurry if they don't want to give up yardage. Play clock is now at 6, 5, 4, and the Builders decide to throw. I'm really surprised by this. They take a shot. Beecham has a step on his man, and their feet get tangled up at the last minute on the route, but instead the football falls incomplete. I definitely appreciate the aggressiveness that the Builders are coming out on this possession with. But you had an opportunity to really test the defense there. Conventional knowledge would say go ahead and just take a knee or just give a safe handoff up the middle and let this final 18 seconds tick off the clock, but we'll see what Coach Brown decides to do. Builders decide to take another shot at it as Pierkowski isn't looking, and that was almost a pick. Well, if you're befuddled, you have to go back to what Coach Brown said in the pregame, that we are going to attack. We are not going to wait until we are attacked. We are going to attack. And those first 2 plays of this drive have been just that, and the Builders are going to get whistled for a false start.
False start. Number 75 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So 13 seconds remaining in the first half. Builders with a 17-14 lead on homecoming. over Louisburg, the Hurricanes. Again, Builders very aggressive with this drive, which so far has netted a minus 10 yards so far. I'm sorry, a minus 5 yards. Swanger, inside handoff to Moore. Moore is going to be tackled, and that is, I believe, nope, that is not going to be the last play of the first half. So when you throw the ball twice on first and second down, you give the other team an opportunity to use a timeout.
Timeout, Louisburg, the last of the half.
With 6 seconds remaining to try and get the football back. Now, what the Builders can do if they do not want to surrender the football to Louisburg, whoever is going to be punting, which more than likely will be Logan Eastman, he can run around with the football for a few seconds. There's only 3 seconds left. If he just takes the football and just backs up and allow the game clock to expire, he could just take a knee and we can get out of the half without turning the football back over to Louisburg. So there are options for what the Builders can do on fourth down. What you want to do is choose whatever option is going to keep the football out of harm's way, so the Builders bring the offense back on the field. So maybe Swanger would just simply take the snap, back up, and just take a knee and allow these 3 seconds to melt off the clock. Nope, I'm wrong. He's flushed, and the ball is picked off. So that is going to go down on the stat sheet as an interception, and that will be the final play call of the first half. I'm standing here with palms to the air. I'm not sure about, but ladies and gentlemen, that's why I call the games. I don't coach them. We're now at the half on homecoming day. Here at Builder Field, the Apprentice School Builders take a 17-14 lead into the halftime locker room. When we come back with you, we'll give you some first half stats and some second half action as the Builders lead here at the half. We'll step away. We'll be back shortly. 17-14, Builders over Louisburg.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit GoBuilders.com to get your membership today. The Apprentice School Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony is right around the corner. Be sure to purchase your tickets to honor the 6th annual class of the Apprentice Athletics Hall of Fame. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to gobuilders.com to get your tickets today.
And fans, we are excited to announce the winner.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a couple of minutes left before we get underway here on homecoming day for the Apprentice School Builders. 17-14 is the score as the Builders with a 3-point advantage over the Hurricanes of Louisburg. Out of Louisburg, North Carolina, Quindarius Spellman is their head coach. And taking a look at some of the first half stats, pretty slow start to the first quarter of this afternoon's contest, but boy, that second quarter was a barn burner, man. There was a bunch of stuff going on. But taking a look at some of the stats that really matter outside of the score, some of these stats, I promise you, between Louisburg and the Apprentice School are almost identical. Let's see, passing yards. Louisburg 132, Builders 144. I mean, there's not a whole lot of difference between that. Total offensive plays and yards, Louisburg ran 31 plays for 166 yards, while the Builders ran 33 plays for 151 yards. So that's not a huge difference there either. What about time of possession? Louisburg had the football for 15 minutes and 26 seconds. Builders had it for 14 minutes and 34 seconds. Not a lot of difference there. One of the big stats that matter in football games outside of turnovers, third down efficiency. Louisburg 1 of 7, Builders 1 of 6. So a lot of the stats that matter are so close that does explain why the score is so close. For Louisburg, Dylan Trevelyan, 9 of 14, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. Glenwood Robinson, the leading ball carrier, he had 5 carries for 31 yards. And Rasheed Jones is the leading receiver for the Hurricanes yardage-wise, 1 catch, 67 yards, and that resulted in a touchdown. For the Builders, Grant Swanger, 10 of 21, 144 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. One of those interceptions came on the very last play of the first half. Colby Mess is the leading ball carrier for the Builders, and this has been very telling as well. 4 carries, 9 yards. And he's the leading ball carrier right now, yardage-wise, for the Builders. McKagan Pierkowski is the leading receiver right now. He has 3 catches for 77 yards. 17-14 is our score. We appreciate you coming back for a second half action, with us here as we get ready to kick things away. Builders won the opening coin toss. They decided to refer to the second half, so the Builders open up the second half with the first possession. Hurricanes set to kick it away with Jesse Vines, Josiah Beecham, and Jarrell Riddick back to receive, and we are underway with the second half kick as Beecham takes it deep. Beecham tried to find a crease in the middle of the field. Not much there, but a good return. The Builders will start this offensive possession at their own 29-yard line.
And Josiah Beecham on the return. Down to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Builders.
Builders with an opportunity with the first possession to come out and make an opening statement, similarly as they did on defense when they were able to force a turnover on downs for Louisburg close to midfield, where the Builders were able to convert that into a touchdown. Let's see what the Builders come out with on the second half. First possession as Beecham goes in motion. Swanger keeps his eyes downfield, delivers. He had T.K. Petty wide open and overshot him by about 5 yards. If he puts just a little bit of air underneath that football, TK is to the house. But instead, it falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Ball on the 29-yard line. And as we saw late in the first half, the Builders virtually abandoned the running game. Again, Colby Mess, 9 yards, was the leading ball carrier yardage-wise for the Builders as Swanger pressured and he goes down. That's going to be a sack on the play. Pressure came right in his face. And if you want to affect a quarterback, that is exactly where you pressure him. You pressure him right across his face as Devi Shimbo, the 6'3", 210-pound sophomore out of Charlotte, picks up a sack. So the Builders way behind the sticks, 3rd down and 18. And if you're the Builders, you don't want to make a mistake with the football here deep in your own territory. But the Builders empty the backfield, 4 wide receiver set, no tight end, and Swanger looks, has a man. He's behind the defense. Perfect pass, caught by Beecham. Beecham is off to the races. Touchdown, Builders, 72 yards. Nope, that's 82 yards. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Nope, that is 77 yard touchdown pitch and catch from Swanger to Beecham. And you knew if he would just deliver one downfield with a little air underneath it, allow your receiver to run up under it, it was going to be a huge play, and that's exactly what it ends up being. So Beecham is able to redeem the touchdown that was taken off the board in the first half that he caught, that was called back on a holding penalty. He's able to catch a 77-yard touchdown pass from Grant Swanger. So Eastman on with the point after attempt, the snap, the hold, the kick, and it is good. 13:53 in the third period. Builders come out in the first half on their first possession and make a statement against the Louisburg defense, and they've extended their lead now 24-14 on homecoming. So now we see Mr. Mo Minham make a change of address. Now he's come back to this side of the field with the Builders, because you know the Hurricanes went into the halftime locker room encouraged by how they were able to close out the first half, but the Builders come out and strike first. Beautiful job. Nice play call, great execution. Nice route run by Beecham. Eastman set the kick back to the Hurricanes. So the Builder defense has an opportunity on this possession. Now remember, they've had a hard time with these kickoffs, but this time they're able to field that one cleanly. But, man, that is a really good run back, as there's still some action going on after the play is over. A couple of guys tangled up. No flags on that play, so the kickoff return is going to stand. So Rasheed Jones with the return was able to get it all the way out to close to the 31-yard line. That's a really good return. So Dylan Trevelyan will bring his offense back onto his offensive unit back onto the field. Now, you know, late in the second half, you can start to see him get into a rhythm. You can start to see him get into a rhythm just a little bit, started to get a little bit comfortable, started to go to his big wide receiver who isn't on the field at the moment. And you can see the offense start to get some traction as that give up the middle goes to Glenwood Robinson. We haven't seen him in about a quarter and a half from that running back position. He's back out there. I don't think he picked up a single yard. I don't even think he, as a matter of fact, I think he might have lost a few inches. So the ball is going to stay right there in between the 30 and the 31-yard line. Clock continuing to tick, 13-16 remaining in the third quarter. Builders with a huge opening statement out of the locker room, a 77-yard touchdown pass from Swanger to Beecham. Extended the Builders' lead to 24-14 as receiver goes in motion. That's going to be a flag. So Quarren Miller, who went in motion, turned and started to go upfield before the ball was snapped.
False start on the offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. They called it on the offensive lineman, but okay. You know what? At this point, I don't care who they call it on. As long as they mark off the yardage, I'm good. So 3rd down and 26. Is that right? No, that's wrong. That should be 3rd down and 16. As the give goes to the running back, Glenwood Robinson. I think he's going to be stopped for a loss again on the play. So the Builders, as far as the run game, especially when it relates to Robinson, man, they have really bowled up and started to stop him. Maybe that's why we didn't see much of him in the first half. Maybe it was due to effectiveness, but they've really defended him well. So that's going to make it 3rd down and 16 now. Play clock is at 18. Now, look, he will be looking for Miller, who stands 6'4", who's being defended. He's being defended by Jackson, who is 5'9". Oh, we're going to get a flag. I believe the play clock may have expired.
On the offense, number 2, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So the play clock expires on Louisburg. So now that's going to make it 3rd down and 21 upcoming. And you just have the feeling that they're going to try to come out in a wide receiver set if they want to take a shot downfield. Who knows? They may just try to play it safe and just be a halfback dive up the middle and they just punt. But their big wide receiver, Miller, again, who stands 6'4", 210, is being guarded by our corner, who only stands 5'9". That's Jaden Jackson. But instead he goes to Jones. Jones fumbled the football. That's on the turf, but Jones was able to pull it back in. But that's going to be well short of a 1st down. So the Builder defense holds, and they have another opportunity. Now, the last time that Louisburg tried to punt, the Builders were able to get penetration, and instead of punting the football away, Xavier Chambers pulled the football down and tried to run for the 1st down, and he was stopped well short, and it was a turnover on downs. Let's see if he's able to get this one away cleanly, or can the Builders get pressure? That was away clean, but it's a knuckler. And that almost looked like a golf shot. I mean, when that hit the grass, that rolled a little and stopped. I mean, that was just a dead shot right there. So the ball goes over on downs to the Builders. And they'll look to build on this 10-point lead here in the 3rd quarter. 24-14 on homecoming. The homecoming king and queen were crowned at half. Somebody needs to let them know that they have no real power with that title. As Swanger comes out with the offense, once again, no setback, but 4 wide receivers, as we are going to get a penalty for a delay of game.
Delay of game on the offense, number 5, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Now, that is that penalty every single time, folks, that is on your quarterback. Why? There is a play clock in both end zones. It is his responsibility to glance up at that clock to know what the time is that's remaining and get his team into its play. So that pitch and catch from Swanger to Pierikowski gets back the penalty yards and then some. So that was about a 9-yard pickup on 1st down. And that's going to make it 2nd down. Looks like in about 6 upcoming. As substitutions come onto the field for the defense. Swanger, 5 receiver set this time. Quick out to Pierikowski. Depending on the spot, that should be enough for the 1st down, and it will be right at the 1st down marker.
Tackled at the 45-yard line, and that is a 1st down.
So if this is the offense that the Builders are going to decide to run here in the second half, if they continue to throw to the sidelines, what is that going to do to the defense? That is going to cause the safety, and that's going to cause both safeties to kind of cheat a little bit more to the sideline. As you can see, 21 kind of making its way to the outside hash. That's going to start to open up things in the middle of the field. So if they're able to get TK underneath across the middle, there's number 19 wide open. He missed him and instead tried to go for Beecham, and Beecham is going to draw the flag. Beecham slow to get up, but he's up nonetheless. So we'll wait for the call from David Spires. So depending on where they mark this off, now remember in college,
Pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
remember in college, unlike the NFL, that is not a spot foul. That is a yardage foul. So that'll be 15 yards from the line of scrimmage and an automatic first down. So the new line of scrimmage for the Builders will be the Hurricanes' 30-yard line. So again, Swanger continues to test the boundary of that defense. And as you can see on that last play, they were able to get the slot receiver right in the middle of that defense. And man, if he was able to hit him, that would have been a score. Middle, Pierkowski. Pierkowski able to rumble upfield with that huge 6'5" frame, able to get inside the 15-yard line. That's another first down for the Builders. Pierkowski is just starting to take over. As the ball is whistled back into play. Now okay, here we go. Once again, Builders 4 wide receiver set. Beecham comes out of the backfield into the slot. Builders taking their time with this lead, up by 10. Play clock is at 14 as Elton Brown gives his last instruction to Swanger. Swanger with time, takes a glance at the play clock. Stands in the pocket, finds his receiver, Beecham. Beecham tripped up on the crosser, and he thought if he could have just broke that last tackle, he could have made it into the end zone, but instead, that is going to go as about a 5-yard gain, so the football is going to be inside the 10-yard line. Beecham his helmet comes off, so he has to come out of the game for at least one play, which is kind of weird because with this advent of I use advent for lack of a better word, but this real push for player safety and the advancement that have been made in helmets as far as safety goes, they come off of players' heads so much more now than they ever have.
Apprentice, they're first to the half.
So tell you what, 9:09 remaining in the third quarter. Let's take a break with them. 24-14 Builders with the lead on homecoming.
There are giants among us. They are the men and women building our Navy's next generation submarines. They are giants in what they do because they work in a place where they can grow, where they can learn the skills to build careers as powerful as the beasts they forge. We build giants because it takes one to build one.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit GoBuilders.com to get your membership today.
First down and 8 or first down and goal to go for the Builders. as they come back again with a actually second down. It's
There are giants among us. They are the men and women.
That is T.K. Petty, who finally gets into the scoring, as the officials have to step in between TK and one of the defenders who started to talk to each other. And we saw a hand gesture by the corner to TK that should be taken out of football forever. Anytime any player does any type of hand motion that resembles a gun, it should automatically, in my opinion, warrant a disqualification from the football game. But as it goes, the field judge steps in, speaks to the defender, and hopefully we don't see that again. But T.K. Petty.
False start, number 59 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, retry.
T.K. Petty with the 8-yard catch in the end zone. That is following a 77-yard touchdown strike from Swanger to Beecham on the last drive. So 2 drives out of the locker room, 2 scores for the Builders as Eastman. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is good. 31-14, Builders now with a 17-point lead on homecoming weekend. You could not have asked for a better score. So the Builders decided to come out with it in that offensive set. They did not run the football one single time on that drive. So they were able to punch it in for a touchdown. Builders have just opened things up here in the second half. Builders set the kick here with Eastman. That's a live football. It is going to go out of bounds, and that's going to be a flag on the Builders.
Kick out of bounds. Ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Now, the football field is 52 yards across. You would like to believe that as your kicker, you should be able to keep it in between that 52. But instead, that spots the Hurricanes with great field position, who now found themselves down by 17 here early in the second half, as Dylan Trevelyan looks to deal. Tries to go to his wide receiver, and that is going to be interference. He was looking for Miller, who he's been looking for probably since about midway through the second quarter. He's been looking for Miller quite a bit. If it wasn't Miller, it's been Jones. But Miller was triple covered, and as a matter of fact, he just got crunched in between 3 Builders as that football was in the air. So that'll be 15 yards from the original line of scrimmage. And that's going to push the football somewhere around midfield. If not, it'll be right at midfield, as a matter of fact.
Personal foul, number 56 of the defense. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So the call wasn't pass interference. It was a personal foul penalty. So that puts the ball right at the midfield stripe. Four wide receiver set as Trevelyan stands in the pocket and finds the running back out of the backfield. That is Denijah Scott. Now, Denijah Scott on passing downs is the responsibility of the linebacker. No linebacker was anywhere near him. So that's going to be a first down. Once again, four wide receiver set, single set back, no tight end. Back in motion. Pass to the outside is incomplete to Scott. So that's going to bring up second down.
Second down for Louisburg College.
As Louisburg, in no hurry, they are very methodical in their approach to their offense, being down by 17 points. Now, I know we're almost midway through the third, but you would think they want to try to they would try to operate with a greater sense of urgency, but not yet. As that pass goes to the outside, wide receiver able to break a couple of tackles before going out of bounds.
Knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And that will bring up a third.
So Montrez Birch with the catch, unable to pick up enough for a first down. So if you're Spellman, this is 4-down territory, so you have 2 plays to pick up the yardage as Trevelyan is flushed. Continues to look downfield, able to get to the outside, and I think, depending on the spot, he needed to get to the 26, and he is going to have enough for a first down. So the drive will continue.
At the 23-yard line, first and 10 for Louisburg.
Now, if you're his coach, Coach Spellman, Trevelyan just ran a hard 30 yards to pick up 6. He is winded. The last thing you want him to do is have to throw the football and they empty the backfield. Has a receiver. Unable to haul it in is Jones, and that pass falls incomplete. And you can see as Trevelyan was about to receive that snap from center, his hands was on his hips. He was tired. So if you have a quarterback that takes off for a run, ladies and gentlemen, never, ever, ever call a pass play right afterwards. Always hand it off to the back. We could kind of see a little bit of fatigue start to set in with him late in the first half because the pass rush by the Builders has just been on him. Once again, he has to step up and run. And each time he runs, not only is he exerting himself from the run, the tackle takes energy out of him as well. So he was able to pick up plus yards on that scramble. It's going to make it now third down and about 4 or a long 3 here. So once again, I'm sure Coach Spellman is looking at where they are on the field. This is considered 4-down territory. So they will use third down and fourth down to try to pick up 4. Trevelyan stands in, delivers, tough pitch and catch. And that's going to be a touchdown. And there's going to be a flag on the play that may end up being on the Builders, that may end up being roughing unless it's holding. And if it is, that's going to be huge.
Holding on the offense, number 79. 10-yard penalty. Third down.
That holding call is going to go against Sean Mertzik on the offensive line. So that's going to be a 10-yard penalty. So take the touchdown off of the scoreboard because that was a completed catch to Jabari Roan in the middle of the end zone, the big tight end. But as it goes, that's going to be a penalty that's going to back him up. So the new line of scrimmage is the 27-yard line of the Builders. The clock is currently stopped. 6.5 minutes. New tailback into the ball game for the visiting Hurricanes. That is Evan Garnett. Here's Jones. Jones, who already has a 67-yard touchdown pass, was able to pick up positive yards. He's going to come up about a yard short. brought down by Sincere Hawkins. So this is going to bring up 4th down. So once again, the offense stays on the field, which we predicted. They bring in the big running back, Robinson, and their big wide receiver, Miller. So depending on how the offensive linemen stand, they may try to throw out of this. Trouble with the snap. Robinson able to pick up the 1st down and just a little bit more for a touchdown. 15-yard touchdown run by Glenn Wood Robinson, the 6', 228-pound redshirt sophomore out of Mooreville, South Carolina, gets into the end zone, and that cuts into the Builder lead. So Jesse Vines on for the point after. And that would reduce the Builder lead down to 10 if he's able to convert. So the snap, the hold, the kick, it is good. 5:46 remaining in the 3rd quarter of homecoming here at Builder Field. Builders lead down to 10, 31-21 over the Hurricanes of Louisburg. Coach Spellman, again, using every yard beyond the 50-yard line into Builder territory. You looking at that as 4-down territory. They were down by 17, but he was able to get his football team into the end zone. So Trevelyan playing much, much better this week than he did last week. Last week, he only threw for 130 yards in the entire contest against Sussex County Community College. Today, he's thrown for that much in just the first half. So the offense a little bit more confident here in the second half and find themselves down by 10, 31-21 as Beecham takes the kickoff. Beecham looking for a crease, can't find anything, and he goes down around the Builder 30-yard line, and that is where the next drive will begin.
Return by Josiah Beecham to the 31-yard line. And the Builders will take over 1st and 10.
So the Builder offense back on the field, they've been extremely efficient here in the second half. 2 drives, 2 scores. Now, in the first half, when the Builders got into the red zone, they got into the red zone, and they were able to come away with points each time. But so did Louisburg. Builders got into the red zone twice in the first half, scored twice. Louisburg got into the red zone once, scored once, as the connection between Swanger and Pierkowski continues. Not quite enough for a first down. That's about a 9-yard gain. So it's going to be 2nd down and 1 as Beecham motions to come off the field. I wonder if he's cramping. So we will start to see conditioning start to rear its ugly head. As a matter of fact, we saw conditioning start to rear its effects on Louisburg in the first half, where a couple of offensive linemen, after a long time on the field, man, they like I said, they kind of bent over and started yelling out the word Europe right there on the field. We don't have kitty litter to take care of that, but as it goes, we're okay. So that gain is enough for a first down. Drive continues. Clock continues to run. 4.5 remaining in the third. Builders can take their time. So Builders are in a 5 wide receiver set. Start out with an unbalanced look, but they motion the receiver across, and that pass is going to fall incomplete.
Second and 10 for the
That pass intended for Morris. That's Ty Morris. 5'11", 170. Freshman wide receiver. Out of North Chesterfield, Virginia. So we've seen the Builders practically, not literally, but practically just not even run the football in the second half. It's Pierkowski. Once again, submarine up underneath. And we're going to have a flag back where the wide
Holding on the offense, number 74, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
I thought maybe, just maybe, that might have been roughing, but instead it's going to be holding on the Builders. So that's going to negate that pitch and catch to Pierkowski. And the Builders are now moving in the wrong direction. So that's going to make it second down at about, what, is that about 25? Close to 25? Second down and 20. Man in motion is Beecham. He's looking that way. Air under the football. Tried to get it to Beecham. Beecham was double covered with a single high safety. So that one is going to fall incomplete. Would have liked to see maybe, just maybe, the Builders run a route underneath that would have at least cut this down to go in half. But Swanger is hurting. You can see a slight limp there from Swanger. But he's going to stay in the contest. I thought that maybe they may try to sub him out. And he is actually laboring more. Play clock now at 4. He's going to have to hurry. 2, 1, he doesn't get it off. I thought that maybe, just maybe.
A game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
So if you're the Builders at this point, maybe, just maybe, you run a running back onto the field and allow Swanger to just hand this one off and just pick up what you can pick up field position-wise and then punt. But I don't see one of the backs coming onto the field. So, again, Coach Brown said that they would attack, and it looks like that's very well what they're going to do. Safeties are in tight. Single coverage on the outside. Pass goes out in the flat to the receiver. Threw it out too far in front. And I think that may have been the case because Swanger just could not step into that throw with that lower body injury. So the pass falls incomplete. 4th down and long. Out comes Eastman. So maybe Eastman can flip field position with the football sitting on the 25-yard line of the Builders. Maybe he can flip field position and give the defense a chance. He gets that one off. It's going to run. And it's going to keep running. And it's going to be fielded around the 30. And if they're able to get him, he's going to lose yards on this return. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is what it looks like when you flip field position on the opponent. But way back where the punt happened, there is a flag. Now, if it's roughing, it all depends. Now, they're only addressing the Louisburg sideline. So now the referee is looking over to the Builder sideline, because if it's on Louisburg, then why would you look over to the Louisburg sideline to find out what they want to do with the penalty? I'm not tracking on that one. Let's hear the call.
Running into the kicker on the defense. That penalty is declined. It's a first down.
So instead of taking the yardage and just simply re-kicking it, the Builders are going to take the play, decline the penalty. The line of scrimmage on this next drive for Louisburg is going to be the 30-yard line. So Louisburg comes back onto the field with a little bit of momentum back on their side after having driven the football down the field and into the end zone for a score thanks to a 15-yard touchdown run from their big running back, Glenwood Robinson. As you can hear the fans screaming out for the defense. Trevelyan out of the gun. Give goes to the running back, Robinson. Nope, that is not Robinson. That is another running back. That is, I think that's Tahir Crudup. Tahir Crudup. He's not small either. He's 6 foot 190. As the give goes to Crudup again. Crudup this time taken down from behind by Darius Carney across that defensive front. And quickly now, it is now 3rd down. And about 3 upcoming. Huge cushion being given by the corner here on the near side, but instead they go to the far side. Pass is complete. And that's going to go into Anthony Tando. And that's going to be enough for another 1st down. Clock continues to tick. We're now down at 2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the 3rd. Builders with a 10-point lead, 31-21. Here on homecoming weekend for the Builders. Louisburg slows the pace of the game down tremendously. Give to their big running back, Robinson. And every time Robinson has gotten the ball here late in the second half, early in the 3rd quarter, Builders have been just Johnny on the spot. So again, methodical offense by the Hurricanes as they look to the near side to Miller. Miller is wrapped up. Miller able to pick up positive yards. They're going to give him, I think, about 5 on that pass. We're now down to around a minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. Trevelyan once again looking for Miller. Miller taken out of bounds, but he's going to be slightly short of the yard to gain. So it's going to be 4th down and about a yard. Builders have been in this situation before, and they did rise up and stop them. Let's see if they're able to do so here. Trevelyan, tough pass, looking for his receiver. He was double covered, and that will be another turnover on downs. So the Builders will take over 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of the Builders. The defense once again holds. If you're the head coach, you would love to see Trevelyan look for something a little bit safer. Now the previous 2 passes went to your big wide receiver Miller, who's more of a possession type receiver with that size, but instead they throw away from Miller and they go to the more diminutive receiver, which is Jones, who only goes about 5'7". So either way it goes, Builders take over 1st and 10. Once again, Builders empty set. And they motion someone into the backfield, into the Wildcat. And it works. And there should be a penalty flag right there that's going to come in for, now I see 2 flags. One of them is going to be for a horse collar. The other one may be for an illegal formation or an illegal motion. Oh, I'm sorry, illegal shift, correct, I'm sorry. It could be either illegal shift, but there was also a horse collar tackle as well. Here's the call.
Holding on the offense, number 75. face mask on the defense, and illegal shift on the offense. All fouls, offset, replay first down.
That was a lot going on right there in that play, wasn't it? They did everything in that except just stop and bake a cake. If they would have just made a cake, then everything would have been complete on that play. Here's Swanger to the outside again to his receiver. So again, the Builders have really, really been making an effort to throw to the outside these past couple of drives down the field. That's a Kendrick Overton on that catch. He does serve as the backup quarterback for the Builders, number 19. 5'9", 170 pounds, and we get a stoppage in play. That stoppage in play marks the end of the third quarter. Homecoming weekend here at the Apprentice School. So glad you could join us here at Builder Field. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. Builders 31, Hurricane.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
The USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
Start of the fourth quarter was Swanger looking for his receiver Pierkowski on 2nd down and 8. That pass obviously incomplete, overshot Pierkowski. Towards the end of that last possession by the Builders, Swanger was limping. There's a slight hitch in his giddy up as he makes his way back to the huddle. We'll keep an eye on him to see if that causes any problems, because we all know that Swanger has to go to work on Monday. And if you're new to the program and not really sure what it is, what I'm referring to as Swanger looks for TK, who was double covered, and that's going to be another interception. So a bit of an ill-advised pass there. Jaden Martin Burgess causes the turnover. I want to say that is the 3rd interception. That's the 3rd interception for Swanger after coming off of a 4-touchdown performance last week against Thaddeus Stevens. He's come back with a 3-interception game this week against Louisburg. But if you're new to the Builder program and what they do, these student athletes are a little different than your traditional student athlete. The company actually owns the Apprentice School, and that's Newport News Shipbuilding. And all the kids that play this sport, they're actually employees of the company. So they're more like student employees, as that run up the middle is met by the defense after about a 3 or 4 yard gain on 1st down. So well, I'm not going to say many, all of these gentlemen on the football field for the Builders are full-time employees with the company while they are playing football. So unlike many of our students who on Monday, they'll go to class, these students will go to class, but they'll also go to work as well. give once again up the middle to Crudup. Several running backs have seen the backfield this afternoon for Louisburg. As once again they start another methodical long drive. They don't do anything in a hurry. I mean nothing. Well, maybe eat, but they don't do outside of that. They don't do anything in a hurry offensively. Man in motion, and we're going to get a stoppage, and that penalty is going to be on the offense.
False start. Number 76 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's Tariq Monroe, the right tackle, with the false start. 13:26 remaining in the contest here on homecoming weekend. Homecoming king and queen crowned at the half. Beautiful day today in Newport News, Virginia. I mean, it is gorgeous out here today. As the last few effects of summer continue to linger, but we are officially into fall. Trevelyan looks, can't find anyone, decides to launch it. Wide receiver covered up well. Xavier Hunter with the coverage downfield on Anthony Tando. So that one is going to fall incomplete. It's going to be 4th down and 6, and I think the punting unit is going to come on. Yep. So the Builder defense holds. When did pumpkin spice season start? Has it been a while? Okay. I don't pay attention because I don't like it. They put pumpkin spice in everything, man. All your coffees, all your desserts, your burgers. It's just in everything. High coverage punt right there. Fielded by Beecham. Beecham able to get around the edge. Able to get it close to midfield. But it all depends on the spot. But wherever they put it down is going to be excellent starting field position for the Builders. You'd love to see the Builders hang another score with 13:04 remaining, and maybe, just maybe, that would help put this football game away. We haven't seen the Builders attempt to run the football much at all here in the second half. It's just been all pass. And the thing about it is, if the defense can't stop it, then why go away from it? And so far, Louisburg really hasn't been able to stop it. As the Builders go to the Wildcat set again with Overton. Overton to the outside, takes a shot, but absorbs it. So Overton looks like he picked up about 4 yards. Picked up about 3, okay. My eagle eye, Claude Hines, even though he wears glasses, but able to see that he only picked up 3 instead of 4. Builders with a 5 wide receiver set motion. Overton on the circle motion. Overton, nowhere to go, and he goes down behind the line of scrimmage. And I think the football may have come out. Was he down? I think the referee is signaling that he was down. Thank goodness, because that pass went for absolutely nothing. We all know that Claude Hines is the former king of Zamunda, who gave up his riches for love here in the U.S. Swanger back out with the offense. 3rd down and 14, 5 wide receiver set. Pressured, and Swanger goes down. And Swanger is slow to get up off of the turf. He was absolutely crunched on that play. So he's able to make it off the field under his own power after getting hit on that sack. So the Builders' possession, which started out right at midfield, ends up going for negative 10 yards after it's all said and done. Low snap, and that is going to be a disaster. Logan Eastman got a low snap on that punt. He was still able to corral it, but after it's all said and done, he's going to be tackled down inside the 30-yard line of the Builders, and that's where Louisburg is going to take over, down by just 10 in this football game. So now all of a sudden things are starting to get a little bit tight out there. Now the good thing about it is, even though that's a turnover on downs at inside the 30-yard line, that is, Louisburg still has to get the football into the end zone. And so far, the Builders have done a really good job of keeping them out. And that's going to be an offsides penalty on the Builders. Nice shoestring tackle out in the flat in that one-on-one matchup is Jarrell Burst. Because had that receiver, had Miller been able to get free, that was going to be a score, and that play was going to stand. But as it goes, I think the play and the penalty are about the same yard.
Offsides on the defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So, of course, you take the penalty. You take the penalty and you save the down. So it should be 1st and 5.
Ball now at the 24-yard line after the penalty. It is 1st and 5 for Louisburg.
So the referee is talking to his team. I think they want to see if the time on the clock is correct.
Please reset the game clock. 10 minutes, 20 seconds. 10-0.
So that puts about 21 seconds of play back on the clock. The football now is inside the 25-yard line of the Builders. Single coverage on the near side with Miller. And that's where he looks, delivers to Miller. Miller is going to be interfered with. And Miller quickly goes down on the turf after the play, sort of grabbing at the back of his leg. That could just be cramps, as a couple of players start to stretch him out a little bit. And the frustrating thing about cramps is when you're an athlete.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 12, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So Miller is still down. And the thing about it, as an athlete, when you start to cramp in conditions like this, it's really hard to manage them, because really preparing for cramping actually has to happen the day before the game instead of on the day of the game and during the game. So a lot of times, once that cramping starts to set into the muscle, it kind of stays there until you can properly hydrate. And on a day when it's humid, you're losing a lot of moisture. So while they're tending to the play, let's step away. Builders lead 31-21 on homecoming. We will be back.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina and I work for HII.
31-21, Builders holding to a 10-point lead, which seems like that should be enough. But this game has started to become very tight. Stretch as we see Miller make his way off of the playing surface under his own power after he succumbed to cramps on that last play where he was interfered with by the corner. So the football now is inside the 10-yard line as Robinson with the carry. He's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. So that's going to move him back to about the 11. And that's going to make it now second down. Let's see, it is going to be second and goal because the football was resting on the 9. So it's going to be second down and goal from the 11. As they come out with two tight ends, 2 backs. Give once again goes to Robinson. Robinson tries to find a crease in the middle of the defense. Everyone pushes, but Robinson is pushed back. So that'll bring up third down and goal now from inside the 10-yard line at around the 6 or 7. So once again, this will be 4-down territory for the Hurricanes. So this will more than likely be a pass into the end zone. Wide receiver near the line of, tight end at the line of scrimmage. Wide receiver in motion. He's looking for his wide receiver, which is his fullback, but he's taken down. So that's only going to be about, maybe about a 3-yard gain. So it's going to make it 4th down and goal. Sincere Hawkins with the force out of bounds. And I think, looks like Louisburg is going to sit on the field goal unit. Believe it or not, Trevelyan had a wide open receiver in the back of the end zone who was able to get away from his defender, but instead he took the underneath route on the pass, came up short of the goal line. So if they are able to convert here, this makes it a 1-score contest, and they don't. So the defense holds. So mark that missed field goal down. That was a chip shot. So should this game come down to a 3-point contest, you can always go back and remember that missed field goal. That field goal was a 21-yard attempt that was missed by the place kicker for Louisburg. So that's a shot in the arm for the apprentice school. So the Builders get an opportunity to eat up some clock on this possession as we get a timeout. Builders switch out the football. Play clock gets reset to 25 seconds. So here we go. Builders need to try to bleed at least 3 minutes or so on this possession. So now, instead of going with 4 wide receivers or 5 wide receivers, no setback, Builders go back to their 4 wide receiver single setback look in hopes of burning up some clock as a delay handoff goes to Moore. Moore wrestled and finally taken down after a pickup of about 2. And it looks like we have a Hurricane on the field. So we have an official's timeout at the moment as they tend to the player. So while they tend to the player.
Set the game clock to 7:41, 7:41.
Let's step away also. 31-21 Builders with the lead.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You can choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit GoBuilders.com to get your membership today.
I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII, building the most powerful ships in the U.S. Navy. The digital technology I use is a generational change in the way that we build ships, making the construction of aircraft carriers more efficient. Plus, I get to work with veterans. Thanks to them, we all have our freedom, and we need to work hard to keep it. I am Fatima Medina, and I work for HII.
Cameron Wallace, the injured player for Louisburg, is up off the turf and slowly making his way to the sideline. That's a good sign. 6'3", 260 pounds. He's a redshirt freshman. As a matter of fact, I think he has a couple of D1 offers already out of Wilmington, North Carolina. And that is the story with many of these guys that play for Louisburg. Is kind of a stop on the way to a D1 program where sometimes they may get a D1 offer, but maybe their grades may not be where they need to be, so they'll go to a college like Louisburg and they'll get their grades up so that they can go to a D1 program. So that's usually the path that many of the players take when they come to Louisburg College. So we have a stoppage. The play clock is continuing to tick. No one is standing over the football. So I think Builders just want to eat up clock is what they're trying to do. They'll snap it with less than 5. So Swanger was looking for Petty and was also looking in the vicinity of Pierkowski. Neither receiver flashed open, so Swanger just airmailed it into the bench. That does stop the clock with 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Builders need to try to pick up a couple of first downs if they want to try to bleed some time off of this clock. When they took over this possession, it was just a little over 7 minutes left, so they really haven't taken much time off the clock here. So it's 3rd down and 7 here. Picking up a first down would be huge as pressure comes off the corner. That one, man, that one hung in the air for a long time. Jaden Martin Burgess came close to having an opportunity. He got a hand on it and knocked it away, but that was a dangerous, dangerous pass. So the Builders unable to do much on that possession, only ran the ball once. Didn't take much time at all of the clock. So they will need their punter to try to flip field position. The last time he went to go punt, the punt got blocked, and that one does as well. Took it right off of the foot of Eastman. Eastman never got a chance to put his foot into it because the guy flying in met the football right as it hit his cleat. And we're right back where we started. Now, the Builders were able to dodge a bullet. Nope, did they score on that last time? They did not. They actually missed a field goal try. So the Builders are right back where they started. Ball sits on the 10-yard line this time.
Ball is at the 10-yard line, 1st and goal for Louisburg College.
They counter with 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, single setback next to Trevelyan, looks for his back out of the backfield, can't connect with Evan Garrett. So that's going to be 2nd down, and let's see, the ball is at the 10. That's going to be 2nd and goal. So they've had success leaking the tight end through the middle of the field and just letting him use his size to just create a wall between him and the defender. Tight end leaks out, leaking to the back of the end zone. There's his tight end. Did he get his feet down? Yes, he did. Touchdown. You can see that one coming from all the way up here in the press box. That is going to be a 10-yard touchdown pass at the 6:22 mark.
Jesse Vines on the field to attempt
10-yard touchdown pass to the huge tight end. Jabari Roan, 6'3", 225 pounds, gets into the end zone. And at this point after attempt is good, the Builder lead now has been cut to 3 in the contest. And this will be the closest. That one is up, and this time it is good.
and the extra point attempt.
So 3-point lead now for the Builders. This is the closest Louisburg has been in this football game since the Builders went up 7-0 in the first quarter. 6:22 remaining. We'll step away. We'll be back in a couple of seconds.
The Apprentice Athletics Booster Club membership is now open for the 2024-2025 season. You could choose a general membership to support all Apprentice athletics, or you can designate one specific sport to support. Membership is good for the entire 2024-2025 athletic year, regardless of which decision you make. Scan the QR code or visit GoBuilders.com to get your membership today. The Apprentice School Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony is right around the corner. Be sure to purchase your tickets to honor the 6th annual class of the Apprentice Athletics Hall of Fame. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to GoBuilders.com to get your tickets today.
6:22 remaining here on homecoming weekend. Builders trying to make it a happy homecoming. They found their 14-point lead taken down to 3 here in the second half. So what can the Builders do with this final 6:22 remaining in the football game with momentum no longer on their side? Louisburg went into the halftime locker room with a little bit of momentum after a defensive stop, but the Builders came out and jumped back on top of them quick by netting 2 touchdowns on 2 opening drives of the second half. But since then, Builders have not been able to sniff the goal line. So this is going to be huge. This is probably the biggest drive of the football game for the Builders. It's 6:22 remaining. The Hurricanes have all 3 timeouts. Builders need to mount the most methodical drive that they've mounted all day on this drive. They have to eat up some clock. How do you do that? You do that by picking up first downs. So the Builders once again come out with an empty set in the backfield, 5 wide receivers. So it's as if the Builders have decided to use the short passing game like their running game. Play clock now at 8. Swanger with the give to Overton. Overton harassed in the backfield. He goes backwards, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. Oh, boy. That definitely does affect what you're going to run on second down. That's going to make it now about second down and about 14, actually 15. So the Builders, again, empty the backfield. 4 wide receiver set. That was a smart play. That doesn't matter. I know we're going to play it out, but again, that doesn't matter. There's going to be an offsides on the defense. So that pick is going to be negated. Smart job right there by the center.
Offside on defense, number 57 on defense. 5-yard penalty, repeat first down. Second down.
Nice job by Custer to take advantage of that and snap that football when the player jumped into the neutral zone. That gave Swanger a free play. Unfortunately, Swanger.
Ball's gone. Ball's gone. God damn it.
That pass incomplete to Pierkowski. That one hit him in the hands. It was a little high. It was a little high. But that was a catchable football for Pierkowski. We've seen that. That is the second pass today that has hit Pierkowski in the hands. And that has fallen to the ground incomplete. So, man. Yes, it started, like I said, it's starting to feel much, much tighter here in the football game for the Builders on offense. They've gone ice cold after a couple of opening drives for touchdowns in the third quarter as the play clock now is 4. 3, Swanger gets it with 2. Steps up, has time, looks, can't find anyone, tries to run for it, and he's going to be taken down about 4 or 5 yards shy of the first down. Clock continues to tick, but there's still over 5 minutes remaining in this football game, and the Builder offense looks slightly dejected as they come off the field. So the last couple of possessions haven't quite gone the way the Builders not only wanted them to go, but needed them to go. So now this punt has become that much more important because the last two, Eastman has not had time to get them off. Can he get this one off? Eastman with an opportunity. Gets this one off, skies it. It may run, but it's going in the wrong direction. It bounces back towards the 50-yard line in the opposite direction. So that's going to set up awesome field position for Louisburg, who only trail by 3 now. So now it's down to the defense. Can the defense get them off the field? Now, just because the Builders get them to 4th down doesn't necessarily mean that's going to force a punt, because their coach, Spellman, has been unafraid to go for it on 4th down. 3 wide receivers set, 1 tight end. Tight end leaks out in the middle of the field. Was that a catch? And they say it is. Nope. So the umpire waves it off. That's going to be an incomplete pass intended for Miller. That does stop the clock. Clock right now is the Builders' enemy in this football game. So the 2 receivers that have really started to show up here in the second half have been Miller and the big tight end, Roan. And don't forget, Jones has a 67-yard catch for a touchdown as well. Here's Trevelyan. Have wide receiver screen. Nearly picked off. It was almost timed up perfectly. Oh, my gosh. When they say that football is a game of inches, they ain't lying. 1 inch inside, and that is a pick 6 for the Builders, but instead it's a first down for Louisburg. 4:02 remaining in the football game. Here's Miller. Miller stepping through tackles, but not before, brought down, but not before he picks up another first down. Clock ticking. 3:45 remaining in the contest. Builders holding to a 3-point lead. Remember earlier, Louisburg missed a 21-yard field goal that would have tied this football game. Give up the middle. That goes to the running back, Scott. Picks up about 4 on the play. 2nd down and 6 as Builders make substitutions. Game clock at 3:10 remaining in the contest. Here's Trevelyan. Miller, did he go down and get it? Yes, he did. Builders playing Miller extremely soft. Why? We can't cover him based on size. He's 6'5". Our corners are a little less than 6 foot. So they're giving him a huge cushion as the Builders blitz. Trevelyan able to find a crease. He gets upfield, but there's a flag. This could be holding.
flag on the play.
Holding. On the offense, number 70. 10-yard penalty. Repeat for again.
That's the left guard, Demetrius Wise, with the hold. I appreciate his last name's sake. But that was an unwise thing to do offensively, but that helps the defense tremendously. That gives that takes the Builders off of their heels. Because right now they're being pushed backwards, as I think we're going to get a timeout here. 2.5 minutes left in the contest. I'm not sure if the officials are calling a timeout or. Okay. So thanks to our clock operator, who was able to tell us that the reason why the stoppage was to re-spot the football. So I appreciate that.
Ball spotted at the 29-yard line. It is now third down.
Their largest receiver, Miller, is off the field at the moment. Their tight end still is as he leaks out. Trevelyan steps up. Trevelyan is going to be sacked. So that's a third down hold by the defense. Now, he's going to be taken down just outside the 30-yard line at the 31-yard line. If they attempt a field goal try here, that would be a 48-yard field goal, which I believe is out of their kicker's range, but I think they're going to talk about it.
That's the 2-minute timeout.
Oh, never mind. That is the 2-minute timeout. So the Builders defense will get rehydrated. Tell you what, let's take a break with them. 2 minutes remaining in the contest here on homecoming weekend. 31-28 Builders holding to a 3-point lead.
How much you earn has a lot to do with how much you learn. That's why Bayport Credit Union is again investing in your continued education. Through our Bayport Foundation, we're giving $100,000 in tuition assistance to area high school seniors, college students, and working adults attending a university, trade, or vocational school. Everyone deserves to be happy, healthy, and financially wise. Visit bayportcu.org to learn more.
USCAA provides our program exactly what they say, a chance for small colleges to compete. It's leveling the playing field for everybody.
Fourth down and 13. This could be the ball game. Trevelyan steps up, plenty of time, finds his receiver wide open. A breakdown in coverage on the far side, and that's going to be a new set of downs. Wow. Builders have a player on the turf. But wow, what a time to break down. So the drive will continue for Louisburg. 1:50 remaining in the contest. It's going to be first down at the, so I can't see where the sticks are set down. It's going to be inside the 20. The football is sitting, there it is. The football is sitting at around the 17. So it's going to be first down. They can still pick up a first down without scoring. Builders up by 3. If they don't pick up another yard, this is inside the range of their field goal kicker. Builders have 2 timeouts remaining. And their big wide receiver, Miller, who stands 6'5", is on the field. Their big tight end, Roan, is not. Set back next to Trevelyan. Trevelyan looking, pressured, flush out in the right flat, still looking. Flag comes down. I believe that is going to be on the offense. That is probably going to be holding. So that's going to mark back them up 10, which is going to help the Builders as 11 seconds came off the clock on that possession.
Holding on the offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So the Builders themselves on defense starting to show some signs of exhaustion as Adonis Watson has to come off for a breather. So fresh bodies into the ball game. As you can see, guys with their hands on their hips bent over. Late summer taking its toll on both teams. 4 wide receiver sets, single set back next to Trevelyan. First down and 20, back in motion. Trevelyan looks, finds his receiver in the middle of the field wide open. As the wide receiver is going to be taken down inside the 15-yard line. That's Devin Pelham. Builders were in a zone defense. Receiver just simply found a spot to zone and just sat down, and his quarterback delivered, as I think we're going to get a timeout.
Timeout Apprentice. They're first to the half.
So the Builders take a timeout. Coach Brown wants to settle his guys down. Right now, I'm not really sure if they may be trusting their eye discipline. So as they take a timeout, we'll take one. 1:10 remaining in the contest. We'll be back.
The Apprentice School Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony is right around the corner. Be sure to purchase your tickets to honor the 6th annual class of the Apprentice Athletics Hall of Fame. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to gobuilders.com to get your tickets today.
$110 remaining in homecoming weekend here at at Builder Field in Newport News, Virginia. For those who have stuck and stayed with us in this broadcast, you have been rewarded, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a very, very competitive and entertaining game that looks like it is going to come down to the wire. Builders holding to a 3-point lead versus Louisburg out of Louisburg, North Carolina. Can the Builders hold here? Keep them out of the end zone and force a field goal try as Trevelyan flushed out of the pocket. Continues to look, and he's going to pick up enough for first down and goal for the Hurricanes.
That is a first down for Louisburg College.
1:03 remaining in the contest.
Ball at the 7-yard line.
So this is a Louisburg team that inside the 20-yard line, I would love to know how many total plays they've run inside the 20-yard line, because I tell you, it takes them forever to mount scoring drives. And, again, they've been about as methodical as they come. But they've gotten down here before, and the Builders have kept them out. Now, the last time they got down here, they delivered the football to their big tight end, and they're going to call a timeout, I think, before the flag.
Timeout, Louisburg. They're first to the half.
So thankfully for Louisburg, the timeout came before the flag was thrown. So they will not lose any yards, any penalty yards. So the football sits on the 7-yard line. Time is the enemy of the Builders. Can they keep Louisburg out of the end zone? First and goal from the 7. So Louisburg, if they don't get the football in, they still have an opportunity to tie this and send this into overtime. But with where we are on the scoreboard, on the scoreboard as far as time goes, if they're able to punch this thing into the end zone, boy, is it going to be a challenge for the Builders to try to get anything on offense going, considering how we've been stymied here in the fourth quarter. So 1:03 remaining in the contest. Let's see what Louisburg has dialed up on the timeout. They have their big wide receiver Miller in the slot, and he's looking for Miller. He can't find him. Trevelyan flush. It's a foot race to the corner of the end zone. Trevelyan will not make it there. He's going to be forced out of bounds on the near side. right in around the 2-yard line
And the tackle made by number 21.
by Jaden Jackson. Jaden Jackson was the last line of defense between Trevelyan and the end zone. Adonis Watson tried to give chase, but I think cramping has set in on Adonis Watson, so he's on the sideline, down on his back. And when I say that he has left it all on the field today, ladies and gentlemen, Adonis Watson has literally left it on the field. He literally has nothing else to give as he lays flat on his back on the sideline here on the near side, and he is up. No, I'm sorry, that's Rashad Phipps. I'm sorry. I thought that was a 6, but that's a 9. That's Rashad. Rashad has been the one that has laid it all on the field today. The 6 foot, 250-pound senior out of Richmond has given it all up for his team today. But now he needs his team to step it up for him. 52 seconds remaining, 2nd and goal. Builders ahead by 3. Game isn't over yet. Canes have to get the football into the end zone if they want to have a chance to win. But the Builders can still hold them to a field goal attempt depending on what they do here defensively. So 2 downs to defend 2 yards. They come in with a jumbo set. Trevelyan keeps, surges. I don't think he got in. Depending on what the officials see, they are about to get ready to spot it. And they spot him short. Clock continues to tick, or did they call a timeout? Did the official call it? The referee stopped the clock. Still no indication of time of a touchdown yet. So they spot it. So he may have picked up a yard. So it's going to be just inside the 1-yard line, inches away from the touchdown. You got to believe this has to be a quarterback sneak.
Timeout, Louisburg. Their 2nd of the half.
You have to believe that this is going to be a quarterback keeper, considering the football is the nose of the football is right at the goal line. You don't want to risk a handoff and there being a fumble on the handoff if you're Louisburg. So there should only be one exchange of the football if you're thinking offensively, one exchange from the center to the quarterback. Quarterback lays on the back of the center right into the end zone. Now, keep in mind, it isn't where the quarterback comes down in the end zone. It's where the ball is located if he does fall into the end zone. Or defensively, if you're the Builders, do you just allow the score, and that way that saves you some time on the clock where you can use the clock and your timeouts to try to put together some type of drive to get you downfield for position to be able to score? That's why a lot of people say that playing football is more like chess, less like checkers. So the Builders try to get bigger up front. Louisburg gets in really tight. More than likely, they're going to try their version of the tush push, or like they call it in Philly, the brotherly shove. 46 seconds left. Builders up by 3. Louisburg at the half-yard line. Are they in? No signal yet. And they're going to mark him short. They're going to say he didn't get in. So the clock continues to tick. We're down to 34 seconds. Louisburg has 2 timeouts. The Builders, doesn't have any. So they're going to allow the clock to tick. It is now 4th and goal upcoming. This is the ball game as the clock ticks down to 16, 15. They slowly make their way to the line of scrimmage. Are they going to run a play? Clock at 9. This could very well be the last play of the game. 6 seconds. Can they force them to get started early? Player in motion. Looks like they started a little early. Did he get in? Touchdown, Louisburg. That's a half-yard plunge into the end zone by their tight end, Jabari Roan. The Builders got challenged. I thought they rose to it, but instead Roan took it around the left side and fell into the end zone. I actually thought one of their players, Dylan Trevelyan, started a shade early, but maybe that's my bias that saw that. But as it goes, it's going to be a touchdown. There's no time on the clock. There's literally no time on the clock, and Builders are down 34-31, and that is the end of the game. That's it. There are no seconds remaining on the clock. So that timeout prior by Louisburg was for their coach Spellman to tell them, take the game clock down to 2, snap it, and we're going to make that the last play of the game. And the Builders are absolutely dejected. The players, the fans, everyone here in the press box, wow. What a tough, tough loss on homecoming. So that's how it's going to end, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricanes of Louisburg will walk out of here with a 34-31 hard-fought win in this contest. Builders will fall to 2-2 on the season, while the Hurricanes will improve to 4-1. Fantastic game from Coach Spellman and Coach Brown, but it's the Hurricanes that'll leave out of here on top. Folks, it's been a fantastic game, beautiful day here in Newport News, and we appreciate you joining us. We're going to sign off, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back in a couple of weeks for our next home game it'll be against Maine Maritime here at Builder Field. So for Dave Davenport, I am Howard McCain. We're going to sign off and say so long. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Builders go down 34-31 on homecoming, but we will be back. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, remember, this is Builder Football.